Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody, and especially to any new subscribers. There's been a few this month. Just as a reminder, this is my March video diary of my local walks, here to remind me next year what to look out for and what might be about. But we'll starting off on Walney Island with some snipe, which was nice. And something I've never captured before coming up, which was snipe in flight. Such a fast little bird. I've only normally seen them perched and hiding in the reeds previously. There we go. 3 flying together. And we're at the most southerly breeding point for eider duck, and there's just one single one sat in the water there, but there might be a few more on the old island there on the docks. Lots of cormorants sitting and fishing. I think this one catches a fish underwater and then struggles to swallow it. Big lump in its throat by the looks of it. Anyway, it managed it eventually. Brent geese. There's a lot of Brent geese in this area, but these were over on the Walney side. They're quite often at ramp side. Lapwing, they're always nice to see. Stone chats. Normally see lots of stone chats, but not seen too many this year, or hardly any in fact. Brent geese again. Nice reed warbler, reed bunting rather. Curlews, a few of those kicking around. But then golden plover, there was a flock on the floor there of we reckon at least 400 golden plover. Only problem is that even though it's only early on in March, there was a heat haze, so it spoiled some of the video and quite a lot of the stills. Heat haze in March, ridiculous. Didn't last long, mind you. Then just a local walk around the block from home. Nothing much about that particular day, but I don't like going home without taking a photograph or two. Ulverston Canals, loads of moor hens, and in 10 years I've only ever seen 2 coots on there. But always loads of moor hens. Next day, same walk, early on in the morning, and the roe deer were out in the open, which is quite unusual, although you do see them in the open occasionally, but I like to see them when they're hidden in the grass and they've just got their ears pointing over the grass and their eyes peeking through. But never seem bothered by people. Little dunnock in the tree. And there's something I haven't seen in this part of Ulverston before, was a little dipper. Always nice to see dippers, one of my favourites. And then one thing you can rely on is little egret. Every day you go out nearly you see a little egret. But the canal's full of cormorants at the moment. It seems to be the right time for them. They've got a favourite perch that they go on and dry the wings after they've been fishing. And of course you can get quite close to them. They obviously feel safe. Plenty of these kicking around on the canal as well. Quite a bit of swan activity. I was watching 1 or 2 fly in and having disputes, and then Caroline Sim, also known as the Swan Lady, turned up. She feeds the swans every day, but she was really checking out a grey-lag goose that had been injured. You can just see to the left there, and looks so it's recovering quite well. She'd had it to the vets, I think. Very prehistoric looking, I always think, cormorants. Massive wingspan, great big flippers for feet. Then a very cold morning, and I thought, oh, that's strange. We've got, I counted them, 8 roe deer all out together in quite a tight bunch. I thought, that's very unusual. Wonder if there's a buck around. And then it stood up, and it's the only time I've seen the buck in months. He must have been keeping them all together. A little dunnock doing its pose for me, which I appreciated. Barn owl sitting enjoying the morning sun. I was hoping he was coming out, but I think he was just on his way back in, so I never saw him again after that. You know, it's a quiet day if we start off with pictures of guinea fowl. There's this guinea fowl on my walk. Oh, but it's all a little roe deer. That's the sort I like, that picture, just hiding in the grasses. More cormorants in the rain this time. And a little bit of dipper action. Love watching dippers. Always doing something. Not bothered about people in the least. Never know where they're going to pop back up. But they seem to know where every stone is, that's for sure. Then we had a trip out to Heybridge Local Nature Reserve. Started off with toads in the road, all over, all mating. We weren't really looking for adders. There was a few buzzards around, but we saw adders. And I used to be terrified of adders because I nearly stood on one when I was very young. And for years I wouldn't get out of the car. Oh, there we go, red kite, which is nice to see. Yeah, I wouldn't get out of the car. And it's only in the last few years I've seen that many snakes. I realise now if you give them respect, they're not bothered by you at all. Big raft spider there. And more adders. Sometimes when they're warming up or mating, I'm not sure which they're doing, you can't tell if there's 1, 2, 3 or 4. The best thing to do is try and count the heads. Grey heron. I haven't been seeing many herons this month. Don't know why. No, the adders on here look as though they're 4 foot long. In effect, they're probably 20 inches long. That one's just taking the heat in by the wall. I haven't seen a grass snake yet this year, but we will do. Put your tongue out. Oh, that's better. Back on my local walk again. There's an obvious place where the deer cross over the road. And one of the things I wanted to do was try and capture them crossing the road, which I luckily did that morning. Good old Dunnock. Again on the canal here, some Canada geese, jackdaw, lots of jackdaws, crows around on a little tree creeper from a long way away. Another jackdaw, blackbird, loads of blackbirds at the moment. I think I could stroke that one as I walk past. Obviously down the canal again, a few more cormorants in different lighting. I really wanted to get one running along the water, but they were just happy enough sitting on perches that day. Swans were showing a bit of aggression though. On my local walk, these two swans have claimed something that's not much bigger than a puddle. They just sit in it all day long. And these deer are just off the canal again. I went up shopping to Kendal and I thought I saw a shadow moving, and I looked and it turns out to be a mink. I've had to slow it down a lot because they're so fast. Faster than squirrels really. I watched this one for quite some time. It was in every nook and crevice. I quite enjoyed watching it and photographing and filming it, but they're an absolute menace for the bird life and other wildlife. They just kill anything. And all along this banking there's dippers and kingfishers, so it could do with being trapped really. Yeah, when the sun's on them you can see why they use them for fur coats really. Nice shiny coat on it. This was a male mink, quite big. The mink on this one, it was rubbing its scent all over, so whether that's near where it lives I'm not sure, but it was certainly rubbing it under its chin all over. First chiff chaff of the year, quite early on, and then dippers. Certainly in my top 5 birds I would say dipper. Experimenting with some silly low shutter speeds. I think that was a 20th of a second with a long lens on, just to try and smooth the water. 2 together here. They were obviously paired up, which was nice to see, collecting nesting material. And the next morning early on, the barn owl was around, a very long way off. I'm a good field and a half length away from this one, but he seems to like going on fence posts, which I quite like seeing them on posts. It was certainly hunting, but not doing very well from what I could see. And then next day off to Heybridge. Oh, what a day. Middle of March, Not a breath of wind. Sun's out. Sleeves rolled up. No coat required. And it's only 10:30 in the morning. So that bodes well for some adders. Possibly some deer. Nothing much bird-wise around at the moment. But there's possibly some crossbills further up here. But I've seen a kingfisher already, but not close enough to take a photograph. But it's just like paradise here. Not a sound anywhere. Still a bit muddy in places, but it's drying out quite nicely. We were here last week and we saw loads of adders and toads, so hopefully we'll see the same later. Yeah, the sun was out again, so the adders were out. Interesting looking bulrush. Two buzzards had an interloper. I think there's 3 of them and 2 of them chased the other one off. I hope this camera's waterproof. They say it is. Little Insta 360. Herons roosting up on the treetops. That's a more normal view for an adder. They tend to try and stay in the undergrowth really as best as they can. Then up on Kirby Moor, Kestrel. I've just come up on Kirby Moor. Nothing much about today, but beautiful views. A few red partridge and that's about it. Hoping there might be some short-eared owls, but we haven't seen any this year. Quite a lot last year. And some red grouse. Again, not often they come out into the open. Somebody was up there training the dogs. That was interesting to watch. Get good views from up there. That's a tiny bit of the wind farms. They're absolutely massive. And the kestrel about again. Didn't see anything else. Oh, I put the trail cam out and got quite a, well, I say quite a large, looks massive to me, badger. It's a big old thing. But this is going to be another quiet day because there's the guinea fowl again. All sitting on the fence. Make a heck of a noise. And dippers again. Grey wag. Actually catching a fly. Didn't realise it was actually catching one until I got back and saw it on the screen. That duck was enjoying itself. It just holding station in the fast flowing river. So close to it. Here we go again. Where's it going to come up? Oh, there it is. Collecting nesting material again. I think you've got enough now, old chap. Or maybe not. Yeah, I think that was a 15th of a second. Smoothed the water quite nicely. Stunning little birds. And here he comes flying right past me with a mouthful of nesting material. Like it when they fly towards you. A very memorable day that. The light was pretty good. The birds were there constantly. And then a grey wag puffed its chest out. There's always grey wags and dippers on this particular river. So it was nice to see the pied wag for a change. Anyway, back home, round the block, roe deer, little egret. Same bird every day, I think. And today I surprised it and it surprised me and it flew off, did a big circle, came round and landed on the tree right next to me. So that was nice. Proves that I didn't really disturb it. Oh, Kendall again, so this is the grey wag. Dippers. Always on the go. Alright, now we're down at the south end of Walney, the nature reserve. Best view I've seen of the seals. Normally they're too far off from the growing hide, but today I know I had a converter on, but saw them quite well. Interesting watching the way they behave. Great big things. And you see them in the water with just the head sticking up, you have no idea how big they are. Imagine how many fish they eat in a day. Interesting behaviour. These look like two juveniles coming up. Is there going to be hassle? No, touch noses and they're quite happy. So I think that's possibly mother. Really went to South Walney looking to see if we could see a short-eared owl that's kicking around. We were there most of the day and we saw lots of meadow pipits and nothing much else really. Normally loads of stone chats there, but not on this particular day. Pair of linnets flew in, they were nice to see. Not a bird I see many of really. But we were lucky, golden eye, that was a good bird to spot. Just before we packed in to go home, we had literally 10 seconds of this short-eared owl was chased by a gull. It did a big loop, came, well, say close to us, probably 75 feet away. Flew past and we never saw it again, but at least I got some photographs of it. If it had hung around I would have videoed it, but I thought I'd get the pictures first and video it when it comes back, but it didn't come back. Still nice to see it Walney though. And a bit of frog or toad action, not sure which. Anyway, back home, the usual loop, nothing much around again, just a distant pheasant and a blackbird or two. I thought I'd go and check out the osprey nests, and well, I checked out the day before actually, and there was a couple on the nest, so I went back with my camera. And this is, it seems though this year all the birds are back early, at least a week early, compared to last year and previous years. This one took its partner a stick and then flew off with a fish. Seemed a fair swap. My friend actually caught a picture of the osprey catching the trout. And here's another round the block walk with nothing much to show, mostly blackbirds, jackdaws, magpies. And carrion crow, I think. A little bit of deer peeping up, which I like to see them like that. And good old cockerel. And another shopping trip at Kendal with the usual suspects. When I say shopping trip, my wife goes shopping, I walk up the river with my camera. Suits us both. And another trip down to Heybridge to see their ospreys. In fact, at one stage we saw 3 on the nest. There's obviously an interloper. Birds kept flying in with fish and flying off with them again. So whether it's some kind of a courtship thing. So I think these actually came in a little bit later than the other ones. It wasn't sunny, in fact it was freezing cold, and at least we saw one adder. And blue tits are starting to use the boxes. Pair of them in this one, I think. Using the 600 and the 2 times on all these shots because you're quite a distance away, and luckily the atmospherics weren't affecting it too much. Probably affected more by the wind, to be honest. I should really try and go somewhere to see them catching the fish, but I don't really want to be standing around for hours. Might have a look to Leighton Moss one day perhaps, and you see them quite often there from the Causeway hide. Fantastic wingspan. They need that to get back out the water with the fish when they catch them. I know it's a long month, March, and I've been out quite a lot of mornings, so it's quite a long video, so we'll end it with views from Heybridge. I won't be going out today, I don't think. If you've stuck with me all the way through this, well done. Leave a comment, share, subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends. Oh, this is a lovely little bird. Little male kestrel. That was a long way off, but it kept in the same area most of the afternoon. They always seem to like being up on power lines. Didn't see it catch anything. Didn't even see it try, to be honest. I think next month I'll try and get more barn owl video and a bit more on the kingfisher front. But tomorrow I think I'm going to go and have a look for red squirrels and probably start April with that. Unusual at the end with a hare ran up the road in front of us at Haybridge. Never seen one there before. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you next month. Bye.